Welcome to Can We Come In? The show where literally we go behind the curtain of some of the biggest names in football to find out what happens behind closed doors. Today's guest is current Norwich City and almost Football Club Barcelona's defender, Max Arrons. The 20-year-old has also featured for England under 21s and made 36 appearances in the Premier League for the Canaries. Today, we'll be getting to know him a little better as we take a look around his home. Max, thank you very much for welcoming us into your home. Where are you right now?
I'm in my apartment in Norwich. Just finished training, so yeah.
And you live there on your own then?
Yeah, live here by myself. Lived here for probably 6 months now, so yeah, that's good.
And how easy you find it to settle in?
Yeah, it's good. It's fine. At first I was struggling to cook, I had to learn, but everything's good. Everything's good now.
You cook as well?
Yeah, I cook. Yeah, I make some good dishes.
Boiled pasta and some sauce?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can make really. Real pasta, that's it. So
you can't have pasta all the time. How about fish? That's more difficult to cook.
Fish, yeah. I haven't really made fish yet. I find that difficult, but yeah.
We'll sort that out. I'll give you a couple of recipes. Let's go to you, Jay. At the beginning of it, what motivates you to get out of bed in the morning?
For me, it's just to try and improve every day as a player, as a human being as well. Obviously, I've worked since I was young to be in this position now, which I'm in. And that's the motivation that kind of, when I get out of bed, that makes me want to go to training and improve myself and do what I do today.
So you still got the same buzz of, training day. I guess match day more exciting, but still, training day, time to get ready. You get the same buzz every morning.
Yeah, for sure. I get the same buzz. It's something I've worked towards for years, as I said. So it's something that I'm always proud to be able to do, and still the same feeling for me.
What time do you get up in the morning?
I usually get up about 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is quite late. We're in for training at 9:45. So I get up at 9, have a shower, eat breakfast, and I'm away.
So first shower, breakfast, and running, rushing, because you don't give yourself much time.
Yeah, I don't give myself much time at all, but I prefer it like that. I prefer to be rushing in the morning, and I don't live far from the training ground as well. 5 minutes, so it's okay.
So no fines that you have to pay for being late at the moment?
Nothing yet so far, touch wood, but I'm not sure. I can't speak for the rest of the season. I'm not sure, but hopefully not.
During lockdown, people chose a new hobby or a new skill. Did you do that? Did you start doing something you hadn't done before?
Yeah, for me, it was obviously there was not much to be done at that time. So I kind of I was back at my mum's house, and I tried to improve on my cooking, as I said. So I learned a few different things, but that's about it really.
Okay, so your mum was the teacher?
Yeah, she was the teacher. Yeah, I was downstairs learning how to cook a lot of lockdown, yeah.
Good teacher or impatient teacher?
She was okay, a bit of both. She was good at first, and then she got impatient when I didn't know how to do anything.
Have you surprised her yet with a new dish when she ever visit or not yet?
She taught me how to make lasagna, and I've made that, which was surprising. So I'm glad I could do that at least.
I think you'll pasta lasagna. You'll survive. Not sure about your weight, but will survive. You will survive. So what do you do to take your mind away from the game? What hobbies do you normally do?
Usually for me, obviously we're in lockdown at the moment, but usually I like to kind of socialize with my friends and family, be around people like my friends and family, and then also sometimes just chilling on the PlayStation. That's what I like to do a lot of the time, and play on the PlayStation with my friends away from football really. So quite chilled, but yeah, I definitely like to kind of see people and socialize with friends.
The thing is, though, as you say, that we cannot do that. Not as often anyway. And if I imagine myself in my early 20s and somebody saying, sorry, you cannot meet your friends, I'll go mad. It's part of my life. So how do you deal with that?
For me, it's obviously, like you said, I'm in my 20s, just 20 years old, and being told you can't kind of do things and see a friend in the years where you're kind of meant to be enjoying yourself and stuff like that. It's hard, but obviously you've got to find ways around it. Luckily, obviously we're fortunate enough that can play PlayStation with them and stuff like that. So there's ways around it, but obviously it's tough, as it's tough for everyone at the moment.
What's more annoying, the fact that you cannot meet your friends, or that somebody's telling you, somebody you don't know is telling you things that you cannot do? That must be also hard.
Yeah, it is hard. Definitely, it is hard. It's tough, and obviously it's been like this for nearly a year now. It's been like this, which is crazy to think how quickly it's gone. But the hardest part is probably being told you can't see your friends, you can't see some members of your family. But obviously, you have to kind of deal with it and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat on this one. When you're home, do you get to train on your own, or do any exercising, or once you've left the training session, that's it?
Because I'm in an apartment, it's hard. So I usually try to do everything at the training ground. You know, there's obviously you have the gym there and stuff like that, and do all my training there. So when I come back, it's more just about resting and recovering, really.
Obviously, being in an apartment, I imagine you leave the good stuff, or the man of the match stuff, or the of posters, whatever it is, back home with your parents. Is that right?
Yeah, I leave all of it. As soon as I've kind of won anything or have an award or all my shirts and stuff like that, that's all taken back to my parents' house where I'm from, and I leave a lot of that stuff there. So here it's just, you know, more the stuff I need for now, and all the kind of memorabilia and stuff like that I leave at my parents.
So what's the most luxurious thing you got around there? Maybe a suitcase?
Yeah, so I've got a suitcase. Obviously, as a footballer, the amount you travel and the amount of, obviously with England as well, the amount of games we have, there's a lot of traveling and a lot of different games. So that comes in handy, and I seem to be using it a lot at the moment.
I see that you prefer the hard type, the one that it's easy to manage.
Yeah,
but hasn't got pockets, which I find that really annoying. Yours doesn't have pockets either, no?
Doesn't have any pockets. No, everything has to go inside. I get nervous with the pockets in case, you know, how the guys throw the cases around underneath the underneath the airport. So I get nervous that something will get broken. So I have the hard case.
Do you do the luggage in the morning, like 5 minutes between having to get away and the shower and the breakfast, or you do it the previous night?
So I do a bit of both. Some of the stuff I'll do the night before, and then I'll put half of it and I won't close it, and then I'll wake up in the morning and I'll put more of it in. So I do a little bit of both, but still a bit of a rush. Still a bit of a rush, yeah.
What do you normally leave behind? What you forget generally?
When I'm going away, especially on an away trip, I often forget like my laptop, which I obviously want because I'm gonna watch a TV show or something like that when you're in a hotel. But sometimes, because I use it when I'm here, I'll forget to put it in, which is annoying. And that seems to be something that I've forgotten a lot recently.
I tell you about my secret. I've got a suitcase ready. So when I come from my travels, I get rid of all the clothes and everything, but it's ready. So if somebody calls me and says, you have to go now, just pick it and then go. But then that means I have to have two of each things. I have to have two laptops because one has to be in there ready. And so there you are.
That's a good idea. Good idea.
Can we talk about your phone for a bit? You don't need to show it, but what's your most used app?
My most used app, probably Instagram. I do like Instagram. It's definitely, that's what I'm on the most, 100%.
What's the thing you like about it? The fact that you relate to people in a different way, or relationships you get there, friendships?
Yeah, well, especially with the situation now with lockdown and COVID, everything at the moment, it's a good way to keep up to date with what people are doing, how everyone's doing, and be able to see people kind of what they're doing. So I'd probably say even now more than ever, it's probably my most used app. But even before, I like the way, you know, you can just look at people's photos and see what they're doing.
What's the last call you made?
I think it was to my dad. He just called me earlier about the game at the weekend. He was just asking how I think it will go and stuff like that. So yeah, it was to my dad.
Who's the first person you ring after the game?
Probably my dad also, yeah. Definitely my dad, just to kind of speak about the game, how it went, how he thinks it went. He's kind of been there from the start and has watched all my games. So it's just someone that, not for any particular reason, but it's someone that I'd speak to after the game, yeah.
It tends to be a common thing. I think the last person I asked this was Roberto Carlos, who said, I always write my dad because I spent all my life asking my dad hoping that my dad would say you had a good game.
Yeah.
But he never did. So I rang again and again after the game, just hoping, how about now? Not even when he won the World Cup. No, really? His dad found a foul on something that he did. But have you got the same kind of dad, or is he more?
Kind of. My dad will always be honest. So if I've had a good game, then he'll tell me I've had a good game. But if I've had a bad game, he'll also tell me I've had a bad game as well. So he's kind of the most honest, and he'll never sugarcoat anything or make it sound better than it was. He's always kind of honest, which I prefer. And then he always tell me if I had a good or bad game.
But is he right when you had a bad game and he tells you? Is he right?
No, for me, I never think I've had a bad game. So for him to tell me I've had a bad game, it comes as a surprise. But no, I'm joking. I guess sometimes he is. But if I know I've had one, then hopefully not. I don't have them a lot. But if I know I've had one, then I always know that he's telling the truth.
What's your most played song on your phone?
Kind of the most played song I've got at the moment is a song called Laugh Now, Cry Later by Drake. It's featuring another artist that I like called Lil Durk as well. It's got both of them in, and that's probably the one I've played the most recently. I was actually looking at on my songs, you can see the most played one over the last month or so, and that one was the one. So
what was the last photo that you took?
The last photo I took was, I think it was actually, I had a small puncture in my tire in my car, and I took a photo of it to send it to the people at the body shop that can fix it, and I was sending it to the guy today. I think that's the last photo off the top of my head that I can think about. I think it's like a slow puncture.
Who is your favorite person to follow on social media?
Favorite person is probably Cristiano Ronaldo. Is my favorite.
Why?
I just think he's very motivational. You can click on all of his pictures and they will tell a story, and it just motivates me to be better than I am. Yeah.
Do you have any pets? Obviously not there, but back home.
Yeah, at my mom's house I have 2 dogs and 1 cat. Obviously I'm 20 now, and I got them when I was 7 years old, so I've had them for a while now. They're quite old, so I grew up with them.
Yeah, you're hoping to just go to a bigger house soon, I imagine, at some point, and you will have your own pet as well. Is that something you're planning to do?
Yeah, definitely. As soon as I'm in a kind of a bigger house, I'll definitely get some pets for myself. As a footballer, you don't have much free days, but you have a lot of free time where you get in from training, and you're kind of, obviously, whether you're with a partner or you're with friends or family or whatever, then it's nice to have a companion as in like a pet that you can be around. Did
you have any jobs before becoming a professional footballer?
I actually didn't. No. Over here, I signed a scholarship when I was 16, which almost becomes, that's when you first start getting paid to play football. And that was what I done from as soon as I turned 16. So, and before that, I didn't have a job at all. So the only thing I've ever kind of been paid to do was play football. So yeah, I don't have any jobs before.
So you very early on thought, I am a player. I want to be a player, and this is my path. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For me, people always said, do you want a job before, or are you focused on anything else? And for me, obviously, you get told you should have a kind of a plan B and stuff like that. But I was always focused on becoming a player and becoming a professional. And so yeah, for me, that was kind of my journey.
Imagine that football disappears from the earth. You cannot play football anymore. There's no goals. There's no pitches. There's no stadiums. What would Max Arrons do? What would be the plan B? Do you know?
That's hard. I'd definitely be lost without football. I'm not really too sure. Probably my dad works in the car industry, and I definitely, I love cars and things like that. So I'd do something within that field, but I'm not sure what it is. Couldn't tell you what it would be, but something to do with cars.
You geared up, if you have been always wanting to be a player, to be just that and to focus all your energies and time and effort and mind into being a player. So that's what helps you get to the top in a way, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I think you have to be the best at anything, or be good at anything. You have to put all your effort and time into it. So for me, that was all I was focused on, was becoming a professional footballer. So for me, that was all I worked towards. That was it, really. Yeah.
Okay, let's go into the kitchen. Let's open the fridge for a second. What do we find?
In there, I think not a lot at the moment. Not a lot, to be fair. I eat breakfast at the training ground when I get there. So I think at the moment in my fridge, you'd probably find some chicken, is what I have most nights when I'm cooking. Some eggs as well, just in case I do have breakfast at home. If I have pasta and stuff, I always have kind of salad on the side. So I'll have some salad and cucumber and tomatoes and stuff in there. You'll probably find some fruits as well. And then for a snack, like maybe you might find 1 or 2 small chocolate bars in there that I keep in the fridge, maybe.
Maybe one, but just one. Just one, no more than one.
Just one. If we've won a game, then maybe just one. And then also have a lot of bottles of water that I just keep in there as well. So that's probably everything that's in the fridge, because at Norwich, kind of all of our food is luckily we're sorted at the training ground. We have breakfast and lunch there, and sometimes even dinner if we're training late. So it's good.
So imagine I come for dinner and you want to impress me. You've got no reason to impress me. But anyway, let's imagine that for a second. What will be the thing that you cook to just like, see, this is what I can do?
For me, I'll probably say a nice dish. Probably the one that my mum taught me. Probably I'd cook a nice lasagna. Something like that is probably what I'd do. Yeah, no, probably a lasagna. Yeah, I think that would. Yeah, I can do it well now.
It's pretty impressive. It's not easy. You have to have the meat and then the sauce and then the layers and See, I've just described how to do lasagna.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard. It's hard.
If you were allowed 3 people, who would be your favorite ideal guests? You can choose anybody.
For me, probably I'd say again, Cristiano Ronaldo would be number one. Probably another one would be, for me, probably Barack Obama. Yeah, I've always liked him and the way he thinks, and I just think he'd be an interesting person to speak to over dinner.
What's his most the trait that you admire the most about him?
Probably how his humility, how humble he is, and stuff like that. That's probably the main one. And obviously, with everything that's going on now, it makes you think how good he was when he was in power. So for that reason, probably him. And then another one. Who else?
This was your chance to put Cristiano and Messi in the same table, but never mind.
Oh yeah. No, true. Yeah, we'll put Messi in as well.
Who do we ring first, and what do we tell him? So we ring Cristiano and say, "Look, Messi's coming," no? Or Messi go to Messi and says, "Do you want to come with Obama and somebody else?" How do we convince them to come?
I don't think you could tell either one that the other one's coming. So I'd have to tell Cristiano that Obama's coming, and I wouldn't mention about Messi, and I'll do it the other way as well. So then they both turn up and they're both there.
Do you know they promised each other that when this is all over, they will go for dinner and discuss things? Or shall I say Cristiano has promised that he'd do that. I'm not sure Messi will be up for it, but maybe he would. If you had to choose a drink, which one would be the one that you enjoy?
Probably just a Coca-Cola for me. That'd be it for me, yeah.
You're listening to Can We Come In with Guillem Balague. The halftime break is brought to you by GentingBet. Visit sports.gentingbet.com for all the latest odds and in-play betting. And please, gamble responsibly.
If you had to choose a picture, a photo that you go back to, maybe this reminds me, I don't know, Pochettino has got a picture of him when he was 4 or 5, and he was, outside the farmhouse where he lived, and he was with his shorts and sandals and a ball under his arm, and he looks at that picture all the time and says, "That is me. That's my essence. That's what I'm about." So if he ever gets lost, that's the reference where he looks at back to go back into place, if you like. Have you got anything like that? A picture that reminds you of who you are or something special? Yeah,
there's a picture on my Instagram that I uploaded the other day, which was from when I was playing Sunday League when I was 6 or 7 years old. For my local side, I had to put it up for something to do with Adidas. They're giving out kits to some local sides that players have played for before. And there was a picture that I uploaded that was me playing when I was 6 or 7 years old. And it was the first moment, that was the first game I can remember playing in. And, I just looked so young, didn't have a care in the world, didn't think about anything to do with what I was doing on the pitch, just running around, enjoying myself. And that's the picture that I'd probably say that I look back on, if something's not going right or you have to remember why you're doing something. That's the picture I look back on.
Is there a point as you develop as a player where football becomes something else? Because that's where, as you say, no care in the world, fun. But is there a point where it becomes too serious or too professional? And when would that be?
The love of the game will always be there no matter what level I'm playing at or whatever age I am. But I'd say, when you're that young, you're just thinking about running around playing football with your friends. And then obviously once you're in an academy environment, becomes more serious and you realize that, you have a level of performance that you have to play at. And that kind of stays with you for a few years, and until you're kind of 16, and then you become full time, and it becomes your kind of like your job. Then it becomes even more real, and realize that there's, it comes with pressure. And then when you step into a first team environment, and you have to win games, no matter what level it is, you have to win games, and there's pressure that comes with it. I think that's the moment where I thought, I love what I do, and I always love it. But with that comes a little bit of pressure, which as a player you have to get used to. I personally enjoy that pressure, and I like it, and I get a buzz off of it. But there is a point, definitely, I think, when you become professional and you're playing for 3 points every week, that's when it hits home, and you realize, this is just more than, the love for the game. This is a job to do as well.
Do we take joy too early out of football for the kids, you think?
For me, if I'm speaking about my journey, I think just the player that I am and the person I am, I always had that joy for the game. That it wouldn't have mattered what point I was at, even when things were kind of tough and stuff. I always had that joy for the game. But I can understand where people will say, leave them to just enjoy themselves for while they're young and until they're older. But I think it's the decision of the player and his family that I think it should be, because there's no one direct route to being a player. You see some players that are in an academy system from young until they're 20 years old, and they kind of, some don't make it as a player, and then you see some that have never been in an academy environment. They've been playing with their friends for years, and they make it, like Jamie Vardy or someone like that. So yeah, there's no one way to go about it, but I think it has to be what the player wants.
Let's go into your bedroom now. What's your favorite piece of clothing?
My favorite one is a hoodie that I got probably a few months ago. I was in London, and I saw it and I liked it. It was a white Amiri hoodie that I like, and I wear it, especially when it was hotter and in the sun. Wearing white was good, but obviously now it's winter. I don't wear it too much. I wouldn't wear it as much.
You keep any special football shirt that you want to show us, maybe?
Yeah, so I've got this shirt. This is in the New England kit when I was away with England under 21s. That was my 10th appearance that I got from that trip. And that was my shirt that I got. So that was a proud moment for me, playing for England under 21s as well. It's always a good moment, and my 10th appearance at 20 years old, which is good.
Yeah, impressive. What would you do with it? Is there a room waiting for you to hang that in?
Yeah, so I've got a few England shirts now from playing in the younger age groups as well. But this one, I think every 10 appearances, hopefully, I'm going to get that one framed. So I'm going to put that one in a frame. Wow. And it will have a picture of the game that it was and the date. So yeah, underneath it, which will be good, and hopefully I can keep it for, in my when I move into my house, I can have a little room where I can look back on it.
You're 20, so 10 already. So I reckon you're going to need another 20 frames.
Yeah, hopefully, exactly. Yeah. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive, but yeah, I'll make it happen.
Leave the wall empty. It will be filled up. It will be filled up. And what's the worst or your least favorite piece of clothing? We tend to throw those away, but in any case, if you kept one that is like, which one would that be?
There's a T-shirt that I've had for a few years. It's like multicolored. At the time, I don't know what I was thinking buying it, but it's got different colors. It's like green. It's got a bit of pink on it as well. I wouldn't even show it. It's that bad.
But you kind of emotionally attached to it, and that's why it survived.
Yeah, it's just stayed in there, and I've never thought to get rid of it. But now you've brought it up and you've mentioned it. Today might have to be the day that it goes in the bin, I think.
So I'm started for the shirt now, for the T-shirt. When everything was open, what would it be the place that you like to go to, drive to, or walk to?
For me, it would always be, I don't live that far from London. Just going into London with my friends, or maybe going for some food, or just relaxing with my friends would definitely be that. Going into the city or something like that, which would be good. That was usually
not a particular place, just whatever you improvise on the day.
Yeah. Whatever I was feeling on that day would be what I'd do. So yeah, there's no one particular place, I'd say.
Now you'll have more time home, like we all do. Do you watch football? You get to watch football?
Yeah, watch loads of football. Watch it. So it's on all the time.
Any league? Anything that's on, or just Premier League? and
Yeah,
Championship?
for me, anything that's on Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga as well. Any league, the Championship as well. There's a lot of games on at the moment. That are always on. So yeah, it's good.
What TV series have you watched recently that really shocked you or interested you, or you recommended to anyone?
A series recently that I've watched, probably a show called Power, which is good, and then also started to watch a bit of. It's been out for a while, but Game of Thrones is one that I've watched as well.
Oh yeah, who's your favorite character?
Who was yours?
Oh, I don't know. I'm very much a Jon Snow kind of person.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. For me, I'm literally on episode 3 now. So,
of the first series?
Yeah, the first series. So I've literally just started it.
You don't know nothing. You
exactly. Yeah. I don't know anything. I've just started it now, but it's like I'm already looking to watch the next one now. I've just got into it and I'm like really enjoying it. Really enjoyed the first 3 episodes, and obviously there's a lot. I've still got loads to watch now. So obviously going into another lockdown, I'm gonna work my way through it completely.
Max is gonna change your life.
Yeah.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. Remember this. If you had to choose a place in the world to live in, where would it be?
It would probably be New York.
Okay.
Yeah, New York. At the moment, New York. That might change as I get older. Probably somewhere more relaxed, somewhere more chilled. But I'd probably say New York. I've been there before and loved it.
No Barcelona?
No, yeah, definitely Barcelona as well. Yeah. Obviously, that is a place that is somewhere that I've always wanted to kind of live and be in. So yeah, great place.
What happened? Can we tell?
Well, there was a lot of talk, and there was a lot of that time period was a crazy kind of few weeks when everything was going on, and obviously to kind of be linked with the biggest club in the world, in my opinion, was something that was amazing. And obviously, there's kind of going to be a time where you can say more and speak about it in further detail. But obviously, as soon as it was over and everything was finished, I couldn't be disheartened or down about anything. I've got a job to do at Norwich and play the best I can, and that's what was important to me at the time. It was a crazy few weeks, and to be kind of linked with that size of a club was amazing, and it kind of brought it to me that how kind of grateful I should be and how hard I've worked.
Being linked to Barcelona means that you're doing things right, obviously, but also that opportunity will rise again. It doesn't go from this to nothing, and you know that. But I imagine it shakes your world a little bit when something like this happens, and to go back to normal probably is not the easiest thing either, or is it?
Yeah, no, definitely it was hard. It's obviously it's a club of that size. It's a lot of the time your head can be completely turned, and it'd be wrong to say it's not. But for me, like I said, I'm only 20 years old, and I've got a lot of years hopefully ahead of me where I can play and play at the the highest level. And for me, as soon as it was over, I spoke with the people around me, and everything was then back to what it was, and nothing had changed. So that's me and my character, how I am, that I kind of just got on with everything again, and back to where we were, and playing the best I can. That was what was important to me after.
One thing did change. What do your teammates call you now?
Yeah, that's the funny part as well. My teammates now, well, as soon as it came out and everything and it was going on, I'd get the ball in training and people would be shouting, Alves. And I'd kind of laugh. I had to laugh to myself. But at the time, it was, the manager and everyone was finding what everyone was saying was funny. So, yeah, they call me Danny Alves sometimes. It's worn off a bit now, but since everything had kind of blown over. So I don't get called it always now, but I still get called it sometimes, which is funny. But yeah, obviously that player is the player that I've looked at for years as being the best in my position.
Okay, did we say 20 shares being given by the FA after 10 games? So that's 100.
Yeah.
After your 100 caps, you retire, and then you get to 50, and then you live in the big life. When you're 60, what would you be? What does Max Arrons at 60 look like? Or what is he doing at 60?
Hopefully I'll have had a career that I'm proud of. Hopefully I'll have played for the England senior team many times, and achieved everything that I wanted to achieve in my career. And hopefully by that age, I'm settled and relaxing, hopefully. But obviously it's, until that point, I've got a lot to do, a lot still to achieve. So hopefully then I'll be happy with what I'd achieved and what I'd done.
And you do that by being the best you can be every day. Sounds like that's the kind of mentality you've got.
Yeah, definitely. Being the best you can be every day just adds up, and it will allow you to keep improving, being a better person, being a better player. Yeah.
Right. We're going to finish out with quick fire questions, and you just answer them quickly, and then that will be it. Max, do you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God. Yeah.
What did you want to be as a kid?
A footballer.
And what's your most used word or phrase? Pass me the ball.
I was going to say that. I was actually going to say that. I was going to say pass me the ball, but then I thought maybe I don't say it that often.
Generally that in the World Cups, the position that plays the ball more often, in the last 2 World Cups and in the last 2 European Championships, out of the 10 players that touch more the ball, 6 or 7 are fullbacks. You
Really?
have more fun than anybody. Yeah, because it goes a lot through you.
Yeah.
And you're involved both in the defending and the attacking.
Yeah, it makes sense. Especially nowadays, you're expected to defend and be able to attack as well as each other now. So it doesn't surprise me. Yeah,
that's right.
I'd say pass the ball is my most used phrase.
Pass the ball. What do you still want to achieve that you haven't yet?
100% definitely to make my England debut.
Biggest regret?
It's not really a massive regret, and it's not something that's kind of deep, but probably I never kept when I made my first appearance for Norwich, I never kept the boots. I always said I'd keep my first pair of boots, and somehow something with the kit man or something like that, I never kept them. I'd have liked to have looked back on now, but I've got other boots and stuff which is fine. But yeah, I wish I'd have kept the boots.
Do you keep any special boots near you?
Yeah, I've got some boots here. These ones that I wore, these were last season. I can't remember exactly. They were I only wore them in one game, and it was in the FA Cup against Tottenham. We won that game again away at White Hart Lane. That was a very good game, but I only wore them once, and I have them here. So yeah, they're the boots from that game.
How long do the boots last these days?
They last a while. The only reason I only wore them once was because the boots before, I played a week before, and someone stood on my foot, and there was a big hole in the boots, so I had to get them sent out for that one game. And then the color of the boots, the new ones came out the next week, so I only wore them once. Goal
that you wished you had scored?
For me, probably the Zidane goal where the ball is in the air.
Bayer Leverkusen in Glasgow.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that always stands out for me. Just the control, like how he even done it. I can't believe.
Left-footed as well.
Yeah.
Person or coach that you wish you had been coached by?
Being English and then being, probably the biggest club in England, probably Sir Alex Ferguson. That's someone that, I'd have loved to have played under. A great manager and someone that had won everything in the game.
Last one. What is the one thing that's guaranteed to annoy you?
People, if they're at my house and they use a plate or something like that, and then they just leave it around.
Just bad manners.
Yeah, very bad manners. Yeah. That's what annoys me.
Very bad manners. Max, it's been a pleasure, and I think I got to know you a little bit more. Thank you for taking us into your home, and I hope to see you soon. Hope the rest of the season goes well, and I'm pretty sure, and I think you're convinced of it. Your career is going to go to big highs. So good luck with it.
Thanks, Guillem. It's great to talk to you. It's been brilliant. Thank you.